Всем привет! Happy Hanukkah! Здесь вот Лена
Добрый вечер.
около меня и Ирочка здесь, Ирина,
Hello.
Irina.
Can I speak English?
Oh, yes, okay. We're gonna go to English?
Yes,
Okay,
sure.
so мы выходили уже несколько раз с Леной. English, Russian. Okay, so как идет? We're gonna make it a flow. It's Hanukkah. Всем happy Hanukkah. And what does Hanukkah represents? It's the festival of lights. But where is that light? That light is within us. Это искорка. Это изюминка that Hashem elevated us with that spark, and we are always elevated. We are rolling over from one world to another world. Basically, we have a tree of life and a tree of knowledge. So the tree of life is always in existence, but we're in a period of the tree of knowledge where we have to understand the wisdom, tree of knowledge, thinking that we know better, we know it all, which это ошибка, мы уже это поняли, правильно? There is basically non-stoppable information, non-stoppable education that Бог для нас здесь создал, чтобы мы познали в конце концов, как люди говорят, умные как, а мы дураками помрем.
Век учись.
Век учись, век живи, и дураками все равно помрем. Что это? Where is it coming from? Где это идет пословица? Это значит, все, сколько бы мы ни учились, все равно никогда не хватает. То есть информация всегда меняется, логика меняется. Даже я всегда люблю сравнивать со школами, когда мы ходим в школе, как нас учили родители, да, как бы мы должны были, на нас только смотрели, на них смотрели, а они уже должны были делать, только посмотрели. Нам уже должны были говорить. А сейчас мы говорим своим детям, а они в одно ухо зашло, в другое вышло. То есть к чему мы приходим? К тому, что эта искорка в нас уже приходит к тому, что Бог дал нам 6000 лет прожить в этом мире, на этой земле, и это уже, как бы, время уже приходит к концу. И нас поднимает на уровень следующий. И очень нелегкий период у нас у всех. Все возмущаются, что происходит, что люди изменились. Правильно, девочка?
Yeah, everybody's going through something.
Да, правильно?
100%.
И сейчас немножко мы хотим поделиться, что, например, мы учимся, как достичь, как бы, я с 9 лет ищу Бога, и вообще познать, почему я здесь живу, я, понимаю, что поэтому я ищу и учусь, и стремлюсь познать Творца, и вообще, что, what's the purpose? И, конечно же, Бог нам дает какой-то челлендж, все время какой-то дает нам ситуацию, проблему, и как мы смотрим на ситуацию сейчас, и как мы раньше на нее смотрели, она идет совсем по-другому. Ира, хочешь ответить разницу? Вот ты в школу, ты учишь, правильно? Ты же учила, правильно, в школе? И учительница. Немножко расскажи, как помогло тебе, как ты видишь, как раньше учили, как сейчас учат, и как ты видишь, большая трансформация происходит.
Right. So раньше it was more about reward and punishment. Like it was more about controlling children's behavior, and the teacher would come in with strongest, and they would feel like, they have the power in the room. The teacher would have all the power. Now the children, these children, they're running on a totally different program. These are not children, we were on a different program. The children that are born nowadays, they're running on they're not taking the control that we took. They're not able to function in this kind of a structure. All of these structures, the schools are like pulling their hairs, because it used to be that there'll be 1 or 2 children in the class who would be special needs. Now it's like
Everyone.
It's basically everyone. The kids who are not labeled special needs, they also need special care. Each and every child needs personalized care and attention. Each and every child needs a specific education plan. Some kids are visual learners. Some kids are auditory. When I was going to school, there was no such thing. Everybody had to learn the same way. The teacher would stand in the front of the classroom and the students would sit in the desks, and the teachers would talk, and the students had to take notes. It doesn't work like they realizing it now that it doesn't work like that anymore. It doesn't serve the children, it doesn't serve the teachers, because the teachers are exhausted, and the students their needs are not being met, and the teachers' needs are not being met. So when I'm in the school system, I'm all about conscious discipline, conscious education. It's about connecting with the children. The program that works now is from heart to heart. When a teacher is able to connect to a child, connection, and also a parent. When you have connection, automatically you have cooperation. Because when you're connected to a child, like when you start the school year, instead of coming in and being strict and telling them I'm in control and I have the power, to come in and bring that connection with the children naturally, they want to do the right thing. They want to learn from you. But first step is to create a sense of safety in the classroom. So I feel like that they're learning that. A lot of the schools they're seeing, they have mindfulness practices that they're bringing into the schools. And the schools who are struggling are the ones who don't have these kind of practices in. So this is the different program that we're running right now.
So basically, what do you think would be a better system for the children nowadays?
Not that only I think, I know, I feel it from the bottom of my heart, and I feel like one of my life purpose is to bring this program to fruition. I teach mindfulness, and I teach teachers how to regulate themselves, because a teacher who's dysregulated, what does dysregulated mean? A child said something, or something is going on in the classroom, these children are not listening. I feel that I have loss of control, so I'm in fear. So when I'm in fear, I cannot help the children, because I'm in a storm. So what's happening is they're throwing kids out of the classroom, and no one's needs are being met. So if just helping teachers learn, no, okay, I'm triggered right now, I need to regulate my own nervous system. How do you regulate your nervous system? There are breathing techniques, there are different mindfulness techniques that teachers can do for themselves, so that they can first come into center, they can be in a calm. And then if the children are in a storm, instead of absorbing the storm of the child, to be that center, so that the child eventually can join the energy of the confident leader, the teacher who's a confident leader, instead of the teacher joining the storm of the child in the storm, they're both in a storm, and there's chaos happening. So one of the things that I offer is I go into schools and I teach teachers how to be in a mindful state, how to regulate their nervous system. I do different activities with the kids. The kids don't even know that they're learning. I do it through play, through fun, and it's not just me. There's a lot of these kind of programs and these kind of people who are bringing mindfulness to schools, to teachers. But again, it's about people being open to these new programs.
Open to receive it.
Right.
Okay, thank you.
100%.
Do you want to add something to it, that you see the difference between how it was and how it is now?
Of course, 100%. The way I remember when I was growing up, the teachers, they would take ukaska, and if we don't listen, they would hear us. But nowadays it doesn't work. They can't even say anything to kids. We're not allowed to. But I think that from my personal experience, if you explain to kids with love, from the heart, be patient, but again, we have to be aligned and at peace ourselves. And I agree with you.
So everything really starts with ourselves. And I really want to introduce what we're doing with what is dimensions therapy, right? What are we doing? We basically teaching a person to come to realization that everything that is happening to us is really coming from the creator, right? All the system, all the logic is coming from this receiving of thoughts. How does any information comes through? It comes through the receiving of thoughts. How does anything like phones, how did the phones were created, right? It created by somebody got an idea. He shared that idea with somebody who can put it together, right? Somebody who uses technology, somebody who can actually make it, right? So, and you connect them together and they make it happen. That idea came from the creator and it passed down to the human. And the human then goes to another human. He shares this information and that is shared to other humans. So we have to understand that Before, the way we used to, like we said, right? They used to hit the child, right?
Or
Nowadays,
shame them. Do you remember
or
shaming
shame them. Be so obviously.
Get up, stand up, and read in front of everyone. And then
Right.
a child who struggles reading, and they would embarrass them, or a child who maybe he's something going on at home, and today he put his head down, and what did the teacher does? You put your head down, you know, get out of my classroom, or there would be a lot of shame, a lot of
Еще
shame.
больше to pressure that child, David.
And no connection. There was no connection. No, like, what's really going on underneath? Because we see surface, the behavior that you see on the surface, it's like an iceberg. If you just see the ice, you don't see what's underneath the surface. Underneath the surface, behavior is just it's not what's really going on. It's just what you see in the surface. But really, underneath the behavior, there is a deeper issue that needs to be addressed.
100%.
So when a child is, you know, misbehaving or being disruptive or whatever it is, you want to see like what need. There's a need underneath. What need is he trying? So if let's say the child is disruptive and he gets up, and I had this one time. I'm trying to teach a class, and this girl keeps disrupting and asking questions, and I realized what her need was. She needed to be heard. Underneath the behavior, the disruptive behavior. Imagine you have a class of 25 kids, and there's a kid who's constantly yelling out. Of course, it's disruptive because you have a lesson plan, right? You have to try to get through the curriculum. So this child, she keeps calling out, and Thank God that I had the wisdom, the training to see there's a need underneath her behavior. Instead of shaming her and throwing her out of the room so that everyone else can learn, I said, okay, she has a need. She wants to be heard. She wants to be seen. So I told her, take a piece of paper. I want to hear you. I want to hear everything that you want to say. Take a piece of paper, and I want to answer all your questions because you have really good questions. You're so smart. So I connected with her from my heart to her heart. I said, take your piece of paper and write down all the questions that are coming into your head. She was kind of like impulsive. A thought would come up and she would say it. But again, there was a need to be seen and to be heard. So I said, write it all down. And after class, she didn't even want to come to me. She just wanted to be acknowledged that I do have something. And she wanted to express what it was. She wrote all her questions down. She didn't even care to have her. I'm like, do you want to talk about it? She's like, no, I'm good.
Very good.
And the rest of the class went beautifully.
But would you say that you resolved her root problem, or would you say we have to start with parents?
We have to, obviously 100%, the root is the parents, but in the moment,
as a teacher,
you want to just you want to acknowledge what is the need right now. Of course, the root.
So how would we teach our parents, women, mothers, to approach the kids?
So when we have parent-teacher conferences, instead of talking about their grades, it used to be the parent-teacher conferences would be like in a room, everybody talk, but now it's like one-on-one, right? Like recently I went to a parent-teacher conference and I really connected with my son's Rebbe. I told him, this is my son, this is his learning style. He's not he's a visual learner. He's not like really an auditory learner. He needs to see things, he needs to see pictures. And this is me as a parent, because I know a lot of parents, they don't know their children's learning styles.
Exactly.
They don't even know what, like, we as teachers, educators, we need to parent-teacher conferences to like teach them, bring them in. It's not their fault. They don't know any better.
Because they expect
if they would know better, they would do better. But they don't know any better.
Right, but the parents expect their children
because there's pressure from the school.
Exactly. Not only school. Pressure from
it's
all over.
Grade. Only the grade is what.
Right.
My kid got 100. Okay, then they're doing good. But how are they doing emotionally? What is the cost of this 100? Sometimes this 100, the kid, they're completely disconnected from who they are. I need to get 100 because if not, my parents are not gonna love me.
Right.
Exactly.
And kids are running after the love and validation of their parent, and they're putting who they are and all their feelings and emotions. They're suppressing it. And yes, today they got 100, but when they're 25. There's depression, there's anxiety, some people, suicidal, all this stuff. It's because they have to push down, the thing that they want to accomplish is, I just need to please my parents. For my parent, the important thing is the grade. So I need to, who I am, I need to push it all aside, my feelings, my emotions, and I need to get that 100 because I need my parents' love and affection, and this is the way to get it.
Right. So you wanted to say something?
I wanted to say something. So that's the purpose of our video right now, that since even the parents don't know how to understand their kids, how to give them love and attention, the purpose of this healing is for parents to learn how to point at themselves, how to learn to love themselves,
Right.
and understand and align themselves in order for them to pass on to future generations.
To accept, once they're able to
Yeah,
accept
right.
themselves, because again, these parents who have these expectations of their kids, their parents had high expectations of them.
Right. It's generational wound.
Right,
It
and
passed
our
on.
generation, we were, I don't want to say that we were more resilient, but we were able to take this. Our children,
They can't.
the reason why they can't is because we're not meant to keep passing down. They are the catalyst for the growth.
But we want this to stop with us.
Right.
We don't want our children to go through.
Well,
what we-
Hashem is giving us challenging
Right.
situations, and
Right.
Hashem is giving us these type of children, so that because He
To
said
help us.
stop the program. This
It's
program
the
cannot
energy.
continue.
The energy in the world is that we cannot go like this, and I just want to again state that it's not because it's because we working as an energy healers, Lena, Irina, and we have so many other women and men that took this energy classes, right? And it helped us to really see what does God want from us now. And the way we do it is we start with women. We really want to pass it down to women to really understand that the old program does not work. And every woman that comes to me or comes to Irina, comes to Lena, they all want to say that they cannot go like this anymore. Okay, they cannot handle it anymore. That life is changing. They're tired. They're exhausted. And not only women are exhausted, men are also exhausted. And really, we just have to relate. Like, we want to transmit to you that there is a way to change this, to take classes that we are teaching, and to help to really understand the core and the meaning of it. The way it comes in dimensions therapy, if we have a situation that somebody just yell at me, what do? We don't go and say, oh, she doesn't love me, she's like this, she's like this. We stop and we say, okay, what does Hashem want me to understand right now? Why am I in a situation where somebody just yelled at me, where I was shocked or I was attacked? Why is this happening to me, right? That's what we do. So then we go, we have a chart, we see which meridian, where is it coming from which lifetime, and we go and we see, okay, we ourselves have resentfulness or fear to express ourselves, our feelings. We are afraid, and that's why this person triggers in us. And if I don't blame that person, I go into me, then I will find a solution that next time I will not be in this situation.
Can we demonstrate how we do dimensions?
Yes, we can.
Hi everyone, so we're doing a demonstration of dimensions therapy. This is something